If you want to get that clean girl makeup look that everyone's obsessed with, but you have no idea how, don't worry girl, today we're gonna go over step by step on how to achieve this look. I know we always hear the phrase clean girl makeup, but what really is it? Well, when you search it up, these are the photos that you're gonna get. Basically, the goal is that we want makeup that just really enhances our features. You're always gonna see glowy skin, like a really soft blush, minimal eye makeup, and glossy lips. Now, I'm a full glam girl, but I love a clean girl makeup look. This is my take of clean girl glam. I know you guys are waiting to see this tutorial, so I'm gonna stop yapping and we're gonna break this look down step by step. For a clean girl makeup look, debatably the most important step is definitely skincare. Even with makeup on, you can always tell from the photos that their skin is super glowy, like their skincare is shining through the makeup. So hydration is gonna be our best friend. I always start with a toner. I love milky toners. This one is the Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner. Super affordable, really great skincare. Like I love all of Bioma's products. So I just like to take some and kind of pat it into my face. Honestly, the goal of this is that our skin is as hydrated as possible before we put on any makeup. Also, I just find that makeup applies a lot better when your skin is really hydrated. Okay, so after toners, I like to go in with serums. This is by far one of my favorite serums ever. This is a Torridon Dive-In serum. So I have a friend from Korea who says that a lot of skincare that the people use in the US actually don't use in Korea. But she says that people in Korea actually love Torridon. This has hyaluronic acid in it, and if you're a dry skin girly like me, I promise you guys hyaluronic acid is gonna be your best friend. Okay, so I feel like Rhode in itself is already a clean girl brand. Like all of Rhode's campaigns, Hailey Bieber's makeup, it's giving very clean girl. And I absolutely love their glazing milk. At first I was kind of like, I don't know if Rhode is just kind of overhyped, but genuinely Rhode products are just that good, especially their glazing milk. I'm honestly waiting until they get into Sephora so I can stock up on this. Extremely hydrating for your skin. It's really good for your skin barrier, and it also just lays really well on top of makeup. Okay, now I would go in with the moisturizer. The type of moisturizer you use honestly is really dependent on your skin type. I love anything Korean skincare, obviously you guys know. The current one I'm using is from Face Shop, and this is their Rice Water Bright Vegan Cream. The texture of this is honestly pretty light, which once again I find works really well under makeup. If you have really dry skin, maybe use a thicker moisturizer. If you have really oily skin, maybe use a thinner one. Last but not least, for the skincare portion, we have sunscreen. I've been using this brand called Naked Sundays. They're pretty affordable, and my issue with a lot of sunscreen is that I find that oftentimes it pills under your makeup. You know, after you put on sunscreen and then once you apply your foundation or your powder, it starts peeling off of your face. That is absolutely a no-no for me. Like that will ruin my day. This Naked Sunday one will not do that. This is their Cabana Clear sunscreen, and it's SPF 50, but I feel like when I was younger I never really took care of my skin. I was like, SPF, yeah, like I want a tan. But no guys, protect your skin. Wearing SPF is cool. And you guys see how my skin is now glowing? Now we're ready to jump into the makeup. So this is a no foundation makeup look, but if you do want a little bit more coverage, I would go in with a skin tint. Just a little bit will work. The one I'm using today is a Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tint. I really like this one. As you can see, I didn't really add a lot of it. You can also skip this step. This makeup look is also going to work without a skin tint. This is just for my girls who might want a little bit more coverage, or they just want to even out their skin tone. So you can use a sponge or a brush to blend it out. I'm currently obsessed with this brush. I would recommend using a pretty dense brush like this one. So if you chose to skip the skin tint step, I feel like concealer is going to be your best friend. I would go for a concealer that's medium to high coverage but still hydrating and can blend out really easily. The one I'm using today is the Hourglass concealer. So a tip that I like to do when I want a little bit more coverage from my concealer is I'll just let my concealer sit for a little bit, maybe 3 to 5 minutes before I blend it out. What I like to do is in the meantime, I'll go in with a cream bronzer. I literally just got a text from my friend being like, what cream bronzer should I get? What do you recommend? And immediately I'm like, the Westman Atelier one. Yes, it's a little bit pricey, but I promise you guys it's worth every single penny. I like to put on the back of my hand first, and then I go in with a sponge. I find that this gives the most natural finish. So you're just going to work this into the places where you feel like the sun will kind of naturally hit. So I would do the forehead because I feel like that's where the sun hits first. And then obviously your cheekbone area, I like to just bring it upwards towards my brow so it's kind of cohesive. I would try to go for a very warm tone bronzer. Like we want a wood contour, like anything that's a little bit more gray. So I feel like the goal of this look is that we also want to look more golden and kind of just overall sun-kissed. Oh my god, guys, I totally forgot to mention to you guys what brow products I use. Let me just rewind a little bit. So the brow wax that I use, if you know, you know. It's always gonna be the Bay Brow Brow Wax. Personally, I really like a laminated brow look. I feel like the clean girl makeup look, sometimes people go with a fluffy look, or some girls like a more structured brow, so they go with a more lamination vibe. That's me. I love a very structured brow. And this brow wax, I swear, best brow wax I've ever used. Your brows are not going anywhere. You could probably swim and your brows won't move. You'll probably go to sleep multiple days in the same brow and your brow's not moving anywhere. So yeah, I highly recommend. And then to fill fill in the sparse ends. Sometimes I do this step before I do the rest of my base. Other times I like to do it like midway through your makeup. But this NYX Bladen Shade brow pencil is my favorite. It has a really fine tip so you can really create like hair-like strokes. Basically like a natural but glam brow is kind of what we're going for. I know you know the 2016 brow. We all had the Anastasia pomade, okay? We used it, we abused it. Maybe it was just me, but my brows looked like 2 large blocks and I'm like, why did no one tell me my brows were looking like that? But that's not the vibe anymore. Like we want to see our brow hairs. And then at the very end, you can either skip or do this step. Take the tiniest bit of concealer. Whatever you think is tiny, make it even less. Like a tiny bit of concealer. A brush that looks like this is kind of like a flat structured brush. This one is so dirty. And you can just go in under the brow and really lightly shape it. Okay, we've let our concealer sit for a little bit. So now I'm going to blend it out. I'm using the Hourglass concealer brush. I'm just kind of lightly tapping it just to keep as much coverage as I can. I can't lie, you guys. Like I'm a drugstore girly, but this brush is really good. And as you can see, we didn't really use that much concealer, but the coverage, I mean, the coverage is there. To melt it into my skin even more, I just take a sponge and kind of just go over it. By the way, guys, let's just talk about hair real quick. I'm gonna be real for a second. I don't think my hair has ever looked this good. Genuinely, I feel like my hair has never been this healthy and shiny. Like it's so shiny. I'm gonna quickly share with you guys what products I've been using to give me this shine, girl. I'm so excited to partner with L'Oreal Paris today to show you guys their EverPure Glossing products. This is seriously my favorite Baddie on a Budget hair care products right now. Like when I tell you these products transformed my hair, this is a 3-step glycolic acid infused regimen. So we have their shampoo, conditioner, and their lamination mask. I don't know about you guys, but I really struggle with dry and frizzy hair. These 3 products leave my hair so smooth and shiny. So I first go in with the EverPure Glossing shampoo and then I go in with the glossing conditioner. By the way, one of the best part about these products is that they're sulfate free and it feels so weightless when I wash it out. I'm being so for real. Like L'Oreal Paris is the GOAT when it comes to hair care products. So after I shampoo and condition my hair, I go in with the lamination mask. I've been using these products for a while and I've seen a visible difference in the softness of my hair, the silkiness of my hair, and how it's frizz free before or even after I style it. This is what my hair looks like after consistently using the products. Girls, trust me, just try out the L'Oreal Paris EverPure line and your hair is gonna thank you later. Anyways, I love you guys and let's get back to the video. Alright, now it's time for cream blush. I feel like when I think of a blush color that looks the most natural, it's always going to be a corally color like this because I feel like it's what's going to give you kind of like that look where it just looks like you're blushing. Like this color might look a little bit crazy at first, but I promise you guys when you blend it out, it's going to look so pretty. This one is a Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy. I feel like if you use a blush that's a little bit too pink, it's just not going to look as natural. Like for example, this one, like do you guys see the difference? Like I would almost describe the blush color that you should pick to be slightly orange. And then once again, I like to do the back on the hand method. I just think it applies a lot better than if you go directly kind of on the face with the applicator, but sometimes I'm lazy, I just do that anyways. Oh my god, I just live for this blush color. I think it's so pretty. And then I also add it on my nose because that's also where the sun hits. You see what I mean? It's giving vacation glow. And then on top, I'm gonna go in with the Milani. This is their Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush and Glow. So it's kind of like a highlighter and blush in one. And this shade is in Luminoso. I just love my Milani makeup down. Like I feel like in this economy, I'm trying to save money. And they genuinely just have really great drugstore makeup. I'm also gonna add a little bit of the bronzer, cream bronzer, just on my eyes to create some depth. I forgot to show this earlier. Literally just take it on a finger and smudge it on my eye. Like sometimes makeup doesn't have to be hard. It can be very easy. All right, powder time. We're not trying to overdo it with powder, but we also don't want to look greasy. Like I do think there's a fine line when it comes to that. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me powder, great affordable drugstore powder. I'm just gonna take a little bit of it on a powder puff, kind of work it into the back of my hand a little bit, and then I'll go in really lightly just under my eyes. Also just like in the crevices of my nose because I feel like that part gets really oily. And then I'll also just kind of hit this space that's like in between the brows. I feel like you can tell like I barely added any powder, but it still makes a really big difference. And then I'm just gonna do the same on the other side. I genuinely can't believe how affordable this powder is. I remember when I first discovered this powder because before when I was in college I swore by the Airspun powder. Like I remember my friend bought me that as a gift for something and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good, because I couldn't really afford to get like the Laura Mercier one. I remember I got that once and then I ran out of it and I'm like, Airspun it is. And Airspun served me well, but you guys, drugstore powders, this one, best of the best. As you can tell, I left that glowy shine like on my cheekbones and stuff. I think it's so pretty. The Milani highlighter is coming through. Now it's time for powder bronzer, just to bronze up her face a little bit more. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This bronzer will literally never do me wrong. Like I've gone through, actually let me just show you guys, like this is a big bronzer. Okay, this is my second one and I've already hit pan, but I'm not kidding when I say that each of these can probably honestly like last you a year. Like that's how long it takes to use up one of their bronzers. I like to go in with a more dense brush. This like honestly is probably from Amazon. It's so old. A lot of my brushes are really old, you guys. They're old and I should probably clean them a lot more often than I do. My method that I like to do is I like to tap the product into my cheekbones instead of swiping it. I think especially if you didn't add a lot of powder to your face, it can kind of smear the other makeup under if you're not patting it into your face. And then I like to take a big fluffy brush like this. Once again, no idea where this is from. I'll take some of this and I'll work it on the sides of my nose. And then I'll also put a little bit just on my eyes just to kind of deepen the cream bronzer that we put on there. If you feel like you went overboard with the eyes, I just go in with my finger and just kind of blend it out like that. Okay, so for powder blushes, I like to go in the same concept as kind of like my cream blushes. I like using a denser brush like this. Okay, I actually know, I know that this is, yeah, this is Real Technique brush in 110. This is called their Sun Kisser Blush Brush. This is by far my favorite blush brush ever. Another Rare Beauty blush. This is their matte bouncy blushes. I love this blush. You can use this over just like liquids before you powder or even after powder, and it both looks really great. This is in the shade Worth, another very like almost orangey tone blush, and you just want to work it on top of wherever you put your cream blush on, kind of like high up on your cheekbones, and then hit the nose a little. So cute. I love blush shades like this. Another blush shade that I really like, this one is from House Labs. As you can tell, this almost looks like a bronzer. This one is in the shade Fire Moon, and it just kind of bronzes up your cheekbones even more. Yeah, I'm just like so obsessed with this blush shade. Like I want to look like I genuinely just came back from tanning. And honestly, because of the shades that we're using, don't be scared to bring it literally like right under your eye. I mean, don't go crazy with it, but I do find that it makes it a little bit more cohesive. You can even take like the House Labs shade and just go over your eyelids too. Alright, so for lips, I'm going to go in with a very like nude, glossy, and natural color. So the liner that I'm going to be using is a NYX Duck Plump lip liner. This is a plumping lip liner, so you can literally feel it once you apply it. Yeah, I can already feel it kind of plumping my lips. You definitely don't have to line your lips perfectly. I even like to just kind of go like this, like mash your lips together, just kind of distribute the liner. And then I'm gonna go in with the Revolution. Oh yeah, okay, these are called their gloss sticks, and this is in the shade Sweet Rose. You guys, like, they're not kidding when they say gloss. Like, they're super, super glossy. Once again, really close to the natural shade of my lips. Another Revolution product, I'm gonna top it off with this Pout Lip Oil. These I live for. Like, Revolution is another makeup brand I feel like is kind of slept on. Like, they make really good products. Alright, so this is the last makeup step. I like to just add more glow back to our face. This is a L'Oreal Lumi Glass Highlighter Stick. You guys, this stuff is so good. Once again, I put it in the back of my hand, and then I'll dab it up with a sponge, and then I'll just put it back on my cheekbones. Like, you're joking. This might actually be my favorite makeup product right now. It's just so insane, the glow that it gives, and it's like literally so affordable. I also kind of just like to take this and put it on the top of my forehead. Once again, when I picture you've been out under the sun, like your forehead is just like a little bit sweaty, or at least kind of glossy, if that makes sense. And then I'll even add some of it just under the brow arch. I love it. It's too good. Last up, I'm just gonna set my face. There's two setting sprays that I really like. The Lani Make It Last setting spray. I have like 3 drops left of this stuff. But this is a natural finish setting spray, so I feel like if you're more of an oily girl, I might go for this one. Versus the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray, this one I feel like is a little bit more dewy, but sometimes that's just a vibe. Okay, let me take these clips out, brush my hair out a little bit. Okay guys, and this is the finished look and my take on what clean girl glam is. I'm honestly obsessed. Like, I feel like I can wear this makeup really for any occasion. Girls' night out, on vacation, okay, maybe even to the grocery store. And I truly do feel like this makeup look just enhances everyone's natural beauty, which we love. Like, makeup isn't always to hide our features. I think it's to enhance them. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and it helped you out. If you try out this look, please DM me a photo of it. Oh my god, I would love to see your recreation. And let me know if you have any other video suggestions and I'll add them to my list. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye!